Welcome peeps! In today's video I'm basically going to be talking about the only school supplies you'll need for college. These are pretty much the only school supplies I used throughout my first year of college, so I kind of just want to pass down the information and tell you guys the only things I really needed and used so you can save yourself a lot of money from spending it on unnecessary school supplies. If you're new here, please make sure to click the subscribe button down below. It would really help me out. I'd really appreciate it if you join the family here. It's pretty small, but I'm fun, I promise. And I hope if you find this video helpful, you give it a thumbs up and leave a comment down below if you are also in college and you also agree with this, or comment down below if you're in college and you use any other different school supplies that I used and you just want to add on to the conversations that can help all these other incoming freshmen into the first year of college. So yeah, let's get started essentially. So of course, you have to have your essentials. A notebook. Basically, when I moved into my dorm, within the first 2 days, my mom stayed in a hotel so that she can drive me around in case I needed to get any other last minute things. So it came in really helpful that she was there. We went to Target. We also went to Walmart quite a bit. So I basically was so focused on what do I need for my dorm? What do I need for my dorm? The whole summer that I forgot to buy school supplies. My point is, I'm an airhead. I didn't do supply shopping until the first or second day that I had moved into my dorm. So I honestly just picked up this 3-subject notebook from 5 Star. And I also picked up this same notebook but in black, so I just picked up 2 of these. This one I used this last semester, so this second semester. So, you know, it already has notes and that in there. Yeah. And the other one I used in the first semester. Basically, what I'm trying to tell you here is that you really only need maybe 1 3-subject notebook, or if you have a little bit more classes, which even then, I had 5 classes my first semester. One of them was an 8-week class, so it did end after 8 weeks, and then I just had 4. But I still only needed the notebook for 3 of my classes, which is odd that I could have predicted that. I really didn't know, that's why I got 2, and then I was like, okay, well if I need to get another one, I'll just get another one when I need it, or whatever. So, I don't know, but actually worked out. I only needed 1 of them for the first semester, and then I used the other one for the second semester, and that one also worked out because I had 4 classes, I had 5, and then I dropped 1, because it was a mess. I only needed this notebook for, again, 3 of my classes, which came in really handy. But of course, it's up to you. You can get a 3-subject notebook or 5-subject notebook, but I honestly just recommend that you pick one of these up, one of them that has either 3 or 5 subjects, 1 for each semester, and that's basically all you're gonna need. Like, even then, you don't fill up all of the sections with, yeah, so this first section I had psychology notes in, so there's still quite a bit of like empty space, and then like the first half of it I used and I wrote notes. This is more helpful for the people that prefer handwriting notes. I did not like the concept of writing my notes down in my laptop. I think I remember everything better when I write it down, and I think it's proven to be correct as well by scientists. You can look it up online. But, you know, whatever you prefer to do, laptop or notebook, I still think it's a good idea to get at least 1 notebook that's either 3 or 5 subjects, even if you do prefer writing or taking down notes on your laptop, because there are going to be some classes where professors will not allow you to write or take down your notes on a laptop. They'll tell you that they want you to take them down on a notebook or on paper. So yeah, don't go overboard. Don't buy 10 notebooks. You don't need it. Another thing that was really handy and is really basic is a folder. And literally when I went back to school supply shopping, I just got this one folder. Just this one. And I used it for both semesters because it's a folder. You just put in paper, take out paper. Really simple. It has the binder thing in here, and of course I still have papers in here because I haven't cleaned this stuff out, even though it's the middle of July. I need to get my life together. This comes in really handy to put your syllabuses in and any of the like in-depth detailed paperwork, worksheets, whatever that your professors may give you. Basically, for the most part, I just put my syllabuses in here, and every now and then when I got a worksheet, I would put it in here as well. And the other thing that I would keep in there is either doctor's notes when I went to visit the clinic when I was sick, so that they knew I didn't purposely miss class, because some professors do take attendance. They will deduct points or letter grades if you miss a certain amount of classes, so I just made sure to have those notes in there. Honestly, the stuff that's in here you never really need again. You just need to put it somewhere so that your book bag isn't a huge mess. So I just kept everything in here in case I needed it, even though I never really touched my binder. I just put stuff in it, never take it out. So there's that. The other thing that of course is really basic, this goes with any grade, but it's a pencil case. My book bag does have a small pocket where I put my pencil case in, but then there's a little like pocket that's higher up in the thing. I don't know how to explain it, but it's easy to reach, so I'll just throw in like 2 pencils and like a pen or something like that, so it's easy to grab. And if I misplace it or whatever, then I have this down there in the pocket. So of course your pencil case should have the essentials, which is at least 1 highlighter. If you want to color code things, you should probably have more than 1 highlighter, but for the most part I just used the 1 highlighter. And then what I did like to do for color coding was I have my pens. So my pens came in handy because the way that I set up my planner, which again is another essential that I definitely recommend having. I just got this one. I'm pretty sure I got it from Bed Bath & Beyond. It's just a 2017-2018, obviously this past year's planner, and it's very simple, black. I love the color black. Kind of dark like that. And I just kept this little tag right here to keep track of where my days were. This is crazy, but this is definitely something I recommend because when I was in high school, I literally never used my planner. I never touched it. I would always remember the homework assignments, the things I needed to take home with me, and I would always make sure that I sat in my locker and I thought it out and I was like, okay, what do I need? What do I need? I was lazy like that. I never really used my planner. Even when I tried to, at some point, a few weeks later, whatever months later, I would just kind of forget or say whatever because the bell would ring, I wouldn't have time to write things down, and I would just forget things. So at some point it just was what it was and I didn't use my planner, but I definitely used my planner in college. I can't tell you how much of a lifesaver having a planner is. It's ridiculous that I never used a planner and then all of a sudden I use a planner and I use it every single day. The way that I liked having my planner is I really love this planner because it has the tabs on the side of the month, and then you can just go to that specific month. You don't have to like flip through the pages and look for it. But I'm just gonna give you an example of this. This is the October tab. So this is the monthly setup, and basically I would just have color codes. So I had a specific color that I would use for when I was writing down my shifts at work, and then I'd have a specific color for each class, just in case I had like a meeting or something like that. And then there was one color that I used for general things, and then I just used, you know, black to mark off the day was over, I accomplished all the things that I put down in here. And that was really helpful to have in my month. And then basically, let me find a good example of this. Yeah, I never really had a lot of assignments to do throughout the week, but basically this is a good example. For the week spread, mine was just set up like this by days down onto there, and it had every single day of the week, so it had all 7, which I was really happy about. And then it had an extra column down here for notes, which came in really handy. I usually just put down like emails and stuff that I would need if I was in the middle of doing my homework or any kind of assignment, and I just needed to write down information from what I was doing. I'd put it right there in my notes because I'd always have my planner open so I can see the things I needed to get done. You guys have no idea, but it is so satisfying to just cross off the things you accomplished, you finished, and don't need to worry about. And so yeah, that was basically the spread of my planner. It was all I needed for me Definitely recommend a planner. You'll need to stay on top of your own things because if you're living at a dorm, you're living away from your actual home, parents, your teachers, no one's going to be there to remind you that you have things to do. Your professors might remind you, but even then it's just better for you to just be on top of your own things. So that's what I really like having colored pens for, not colored highlighters. I just use the one highlighter and then the colored pens, and of course essentials, mechanical pencils. I think these are like the same 3 that I used first and second semester. I didn't need that many, but I still have a pack of pencils. The other things I found really essential to have for college, these were in my book bag, so they kind of got folded weirdly, but they're the little like post-it flags, the ones you put in your books. I used this a lot my first semester because I had a textbook that I needed to have for my reading writing class. And so we would read essays because that's what the book was of. It was just a thick book of essays that we would read, analyze, and then make our own essay about the essay. It was kind of weird, but yeah, I use this to kind of, especially if you're renting a textbook or if you have the purpose of buying a textbook but then you're going to resell it immediately after because you know you're not going to need it again, which is what I did. I sold my textbook after I used it. Basically, I used these so that I wouldn't mark up the book, leave it ugly or anything like that, so that way it would be bought with no issues. But I think these are good for essay kind of things, if you need to mark a book, if you think something is a good point in a book. I definitely like those. Those are literally the only school supplies I used. Are you surprised of how little there is that you actually use for college? I was kind of surprised. I used a little bit more in high school, like I used binders, calculators. That's another thing. My major is film major, which is exactly what I wanted to be in the first place. So because I don't really need to take like sciencey classes or math classes, I have a calculator that I used in high school, but I brought it with me in case I needed it, but I didn't need it. So but if you know you're going to be in any kind of science or math field, you definitely should bring your calculator with you. That's something you're going to need. I just didn't bring it because I know I didn't need it. My majors didn't require it. But again, this is all depending on your major and stuff. So this is all the things that I use for my major. These are the basic school supplies you're probably going to need, and of course depending on your major you might need some other things. So I hope this video helped you and gave you insight on some kind of tips and tricks and stuff like that to do when you get into college. If you're starting this year or whenever it is, congratulations. I'm excited for you and I hope this helped. I hope you learned some stuff. I'll see you guys in my next video. Please make sure to subscribe so that you do watch my next videos. I have a lot of ideas coming up. Got them all written down here, so stay tuned. Yay, I'm wearing pajama bottoms. You can't even tell. Anyways, I'll see you guys in my next video. I hope you guys are having the best day or night, whatever you're doing. Have fun. Bye.